For this program, Ninfa's son Jack prepares a tortilla-based classic, Enchiladas Verdes. The base for the sauce is green tomatoes, tomatillo, and jalapeno.
You boil the tomato, both tomatoes, and you fry the jalapeno. All right, and put it in a consistency that where you can blend and get the proper taste. It's no longer raw. So let's try this here. A quality point that you want to follow is you want the tomatoes drained as much as possible. In other words, after you have boiled them and you take them out of the pot in which you've boiled the tomatoes, drain them as best as possible. If not, you'll get a watery sauce. And it also affects the color, the taste, the consistency, the texture. And we had our cilantro, our jalapeno, a little garlic. We all love garlic. We do in our house anyway. So all these are measured in the recipe book. And a little chicken broth. Okay. To do that. And there it is. You can see the chunks, you can see small chunks of the garlic, you can see small pieces of the cilantro.
At Ninfa's, tortillas are made on the spot. Here is an adaptation for the home kitchen.
All right, we have 7 cups of flour. Let me see here. It's plain flour. It does not have to be sifted. It's not necessary at all. Baking powder, salt, and 1 cup of vegetable shortening. As you add the vegetable shortening, I put it in different areas of the bowl. This is a very, it seems perhaps not tried, but it's very, very important to get it spread as much as possible, because now we're going to mix it at a slow speed, and you need to do that with the mixing paddle at a slow speed to get it as thoroughly mixed in throughout the flour. And you're going to see that it's going to ball up and get a little somewhat gummy. Then afterwards we'll add our water.
As the dry ingredients mix, 2 cups of hot water are checked. The temperature should be about 180 degrees. The hot water is added and the flour is beaten an additional 2 minutes. Then a pastry hook will be used to knead the dough. The dough is kneaded for 3 to 5 minutes until it comes together and pulls away from the sides of the bowl.
Okay. And there it is. So it's got a satin finish to it. It's elastic. It's a nice dough. Finished kneading by hand.
Knead for about 2 minutes and either use right away or place in a bowl covered to briefly rise. This recipe yields 3 pounds of dough, which are formed into about 20 2-ounce balls. These are rolled on a floured surface into 5-inch tortillas. Note the special size and shape of the roller. The tortillas are grilled until lightly browned. Next, carnitas, braised chunks of pork that can be presented with garnish or used as a filling for enchiladas.
The procedure is to start, you heat up this is pork lard, and it has to get up to about 200 degrees, good and hot, to start off with. This is our pork butt that we use, cut, it's deboned, and it's cut into chunks approximately 12 to 14 ounces, proper size for a serving. Once it's cooked down, it loses some weight to have a lesser yield, and it makes a nice presentation on the plate. This is salt, pepper, and garlic.
The garlic Chef Lorenzo refers to is garlic powder.
This is your spice mixture. So as you proceed here, you roll the spice mixture and then shake, it's coated, excess spice mixture is off, and so on. Okay, and basically it's just, you're scorching it, you're shocking the outside, it's almost like browning it. We'll rotate them in just a minute, then we will lower the flame to a low blue flame and cook this very slowly for right at an hour and a half. Of course, the manner in which you check the product is by, with a fork for the tenderness, and that will tell you. See, as you can see the crust there.
The temperature is lowered
To just above a simmer. Okay. Use a lid or foil wrap, whatever you want, but get it tight.
The carnitas are cooked covered for 1.5 hours, turning the meat every 20 minutes.
At this point, we are now ready to add the milk. The milk is, we consider it very critical. It's not much milk, but the milk gives it an additional quality of taste and gives it a coating and color. And it's most definitely highly recommended to add the milk. Now at this point we just recover it again and it simmers for another 30 minutes. And we have carnitas de puerco.
Carnitas served as an entree at ninfas. It is also used diced as a filling for enchiladas.
And basically get into about as if it were chopped. You don't want it minced, you don't want it too fine.
Tortillas are softened in hot oil.
With the tortilla, grab it with the tongs, and so. Now that was literally a little too much because see, it's a little stiff. It's very important you don't leave it in there too long. There it is. Now something that's very, very important is your pork meat. You can preheat it somewhat, but you don't want it cold because when you put it in the oven, it's not going to heat up in time as you melt your cheese.
The enchiladas are topped with grated Monterey Jack cheese.
The enchiladas should be done at this point in time. The oven's at 450, takes 3-4 minutes at the most. And there you are. Now, here's our salsa verde again. We'll dab of sour cream. And you now have Enchiladas Verdes De Puerco.